Hello, Love Film. So you could be forgiven for thinking we've gone back to the olden days with the barrels and the smoke. We haven't. We're here in London's Leicester Square for the world premiere of Guy Ritchie's brand new film Sherlock Holmes, which stars Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. And as the weather's a bit miserable, we're going to go inside to wait for their arrival.
I have a request. Someone I want to see. Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Holmes, you must widen your gaze. You underestimate the gravity of coming events. Tomorrow, at midday, the world as you know it will end.
Well, there isn't any time to waste then, is there?
Hey Mark, how are you?
I'm dry, which is the main thing, as are you. I tell you, it's much nicer and warmer being in here.
Much more civil. My question to you is what do you think it is about Sherlock Holmes that has endured for all these years?
The fact that he is a brilliant detective, the fact that he's become a quintessential Englishman, the stories are eminently readable, and he's kind of the godfather of all modern detectives, so you can't really get rid of him.
Very flirty relationship with Robert Downey Jr. What was it like working with him?
It was based on mutual respect and admiration and flourished very quickly into love.
What was it like working with Guy Ritchie?
Guy was, to me, the most impressive element of the whole equation because, you know, I'd seen Robert's work over many, many years and adored him and admired him. Guys I'd known and always liked, but, you know, this was obviously a big step up like me for him. And he was extraordinary. He was incredibly calm. Ran a really happy set. I mean, there's so many of the crew here tonight, and that says an awful lot for a director because a lot of times crews will be like, I can't be bothered to go to that, you know. But they were all supportive of him, and they all knew the film they were making and the film they wanted to be a part of. And he knew when to let me and Robert muck around, and when he knew he could get good material out of that, and he knew when to tell us to stop mucking around and to do this and do that. And he was the father to the two wayward sons.
So what do you think it is about Sherlock Holmes that has endured and has such an appeal for such a long period of time?
I mean, you know, it's obvious that it can be invented and reinvented over and over again. That's, you know, sort of what's happened with it. I think that's, you know, a testament to how rich the material is. And I loved Irene as a character. You know, she's a different kind of woman for the late 1800s, and she's sort of her own boss. She's very independent, and you know, different from Sherlock. She really acts from her heart, and he's sort of acting always from his head. So they collide on that, and it's fun to see them sort of dance around each other.
You know what? He's just one of these iconic characters. He's almost like a Charles Dickens character. He's somebody that is embedded in this suspicious psyche, and not just in Britain. I mean, all over. Apparently, I heard today that in Russia there was a Russian version of Sherlock Holmes television show. I mean, I don't know what it is about him. I mean, it's the first detective, I'm not sure. But you go back to the books, and there's so much to him, there's so much complexity, and he is a hero, but he's a hero who's a human being, who has flaws. And I think that's what we respond to.
No, I mean, he's the first detective. It's the first action detective guy, and I think that we made it feel like you've not really seen it before. So it's I think, going to be hopefully a great series of movies.
So there you have it, Love Film. That was the last premiere of 2009. Who would have thought that Jude Law could be so flirty?